I don't know about you guys, but I tend to ruminate in general. I tend to have obsessive thought spirals and an anxious mind in general. But when I get sick, like I currently am right now, I think that propensity to ruminate and to be anxious goes from being like probably a little higher than your average to like easy there, fella. You're gonna be okay type of bad. Like catastrophic sort of ruminations, a lot of doom and gloom. And so I just want to talk about basically one simple principle that sort of affords me an inkling of peace of mind when I'm sick like I am right now. You guys wanted a mental health video. I'm so thankful to be feeling like shit to deliver one. So first things first, shout out to anybody who's battled the flu this season. I haven't had the flu for like, I think 8 years. I've got congestion right now, sore throat, cough, ears are aching, muscles are aching, headache. I'm just like, this sucks. I'm very uncomfortable. I mean, all last night I was like either under a bunch of covers as it typically goes, and or too hot and I'm sweating, and kind of like that writhing, inconsolable space. And it's rough. My wife is just getting over the flu, and I was thinking to myself, literally, like when she was on like day 4, she's getting out about like 4 or 5 p.m., barely has an appetite, a little bit of soup, she's coughing her brains out, but she's trying to contain it. And I'm just trying to be supportive. I'm trying to make her feel safe and loved and cared for and stuff. My point is, when she was like on day 3 or 4 and I was feeling perfect, I was like, man, I have an incredibly powerful immune system. I was like, nothing can take me down. And then, nope. So here I am, day 4. Last night was rough. And what I wanted to talk about was, so when I get sick in general, I definitely I have some health anxiety in my history. Like if I got a terrible fever, I worry that I've got something serious or that I might end up in the hospital or whatever. I catastrophize, and I tend to ruminate anyway. But when I get sick and I feel weak and I feel unsafe in that way, I get worse. I think I fall into that trope of like men who don't handle their illness as well as their wives, because Jessie was really sick, my wife, but she was more, she didn't talk too much about it, and I'm just like talking a lot about it. But I digress. What I wanted to bring up, something that really helps me, and I mean this, something that really helps me when I'm laying in bed, I can't sleep, my ears are ringing, there's pressure in my head, my chest is tight, I can't barely breathe, I feel terrible, and I start thinking the worst of things, and I start overthinking my life, and wondering if I'll ever get better, shit like that. I remember that what I think, and I made a video about this in the past, but what I think when I am sick in particular is none of my business. It's complete lunacy. It's complete fallacy. It's not real. It's not me. And I have no business taking it personal. And I have no business reading into it. I have no business examining it. I have no business with my thoughts. With my thoughts and feelings when I'm sick in particular. It's so obviously not real, right? And I know that, and I tell that to myself. So I kind of have this duality within myself that I've cultivated over the last couple of years. It's like when I feel that scared, judgmental, fearful, worried adolescent in me taking control, I always bring it back to that conscious, calm, collected adult in me that's like, hey, I've got you. You're gonna be just fine. And so I find myself also when I'm sick, like I seem to want to put my life together and wonder where I went wrong and what things are working, what things aren't working. And I get really judgmental and stuff. And that's not the time or place either, because I'm not, I'm not, when you are sick with the flu and you cough and it just, it just burns. That's what happened right there. But yeah, what was I saying? My point is, like, I know it's not the time or space to analyze my life or to make plans or to change anything. And I know I can't trust my thoughts. And I think when I truly when I truly internalize that, like, hey, right now, you know for a fact that your thoughts are not your own, right? They're a product of being really, really uncomfortable. It allows me to detach from them more peacefully and to lean on like my wife and my parents, just people that are in their right state of mind who can soothe me and ease that stuff. So that's it. The mental health aspect of it and what works for me is just to remember that it's all total bullshit, and I'm welcome to revisit some of the things I'm anxious about once I'm better, and that's the rule. That's it. Oh, side note, I also make a pretty strong push to stay away from reading too much about my illness or whatever. Just stay in my lane, focus on comforting measures, remember that this too shall pass, and just to be gentle with myself and all that stuff. So I hope that made sense. I really don't know if it did, but I felt like I wanted to make a video and touch base with you guys. If you're sick like I am, wishing you the very best. I hope it passes soon. Like I said, it's day 4. I was like, oh, maybe tomorrow I'll wake up and feel better last night. And then I woke up feeling worse today. I was like, cool, babe. I miss you guys. I love you guys. And thank you for being a part of this channel. And hang in there. Be nice to yourself. If you're sick and anxious, it's not the real you. It doesn't mean it's real. What you think and what you do and who you are, they're all very different. So I'm just repeating myself. It's time to go. It's time to go. All right, bye guys.